The local history of small towns is part of our story here in central Illinois, and right now we're in Mount Pulaski in Logan County talking with Wally Kautz, who's the site manager here at this beautiful courthouse. And this has quite a history. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this is an original building that was built after an election to move the county seat here in 1847. The court moved in 1848 and we were only the county seat for 8 years. The town of Lincoln was founded, the population shifted, they wanted the county seat, so the courthouse moved. It was used as a lot of other things more than was ever a courthouse.
Sure.
After the court moved out, the building was given to the town to be used as a school, and it was used as a school for about 20 years till the school outgrew the building.
And we have that bell that we're looking at right now. That's that representation from that period, right?
Right. And then City Hall was here, the library, various organizations met here. But then in 1888, the post office moved in. And when the post office was here, they did an extensive renovation of the first floor. It was all ripped out and lowered to ground level. Early ADA project. And so it was used the post office then until 1936 when the state took the building over as a historic site.
And this is a site that's on the National Register of Historic Places, and it's been restored to its original appearance.
Right, that's right. It's a great old building.
It is, yeah. And one of the things that you were sharing that I think is really cool is the fact that this is taken care of now by townsfolk, and it was built by townsfolk.
That's right. It's made full circle.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to take us inside?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right, so we have these big doors here that we go in, and man, it's beautiful. So let's go inside. Tell me a little bit about how this courthouse was laid out. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is Greek Revival style architecture.
That's correct.
Okay, and that was popular for a lot of local courthouses.
Yes, and this is the floor most people would have been dealing with back then. They would have come to the circuit clerk to get a case on the next term of the court, the county clerk to get a marriage license, record birthday. Somebody stole your horse, you saw the sheriff, you needed to pay your taxes, you went to see the treasurer.
Let's go in the surveyor's office because there are some artifacts in here that are really fascinating and original to the time period.
This wheelbar looking thing is what they call an odometer or a weighwiser. It's something one man could do to measure. Maybe you've seen utility companies push a little wheel today. This is an early version. This one measured in chains instead of feet.
And so how would someone use this? Why was measuring important?
Well, new land was being sold and they would need to know the boundaries of the land. So they would use this one guy could go out and do this. Where if they used a chain like you've got in your hand there, it would take two men, just like we take two men to use 100-foot tape.
Whew.
And there were 66 feet in a chain.
Okay, so an old-time form of measurement.
Right.
But I would say it would be much better to use something like this weighwiser than to take these chains across acres and acres.
Yes, it would have been.
So we're going over to the treasurer's office now, and this is set up the way a lot of offices were in that period just before the Civil War.
This is a period piece of furniture from the 1850s, 1860s, not original to the courthouse, but it is of the period. This is what is known as a partner's desk. You had drawers on both sides and you could sit facing each other as you worked. So it's, and this, the top has leather. That was two purposes. It protected the points of the quill pens, and if you spilled ink, it was easier to clean up than it would have been off of bare wood.
And unlike today, people could smoke in the office back then, and so you have a pipe from the old days.
Right.
And Wally, it's cold, it's winter. How did people stay warm in these buildings? There's a lot of building to heat.
Well, each room would have had a wood stove like this, and to supply wood, and they would have been up to someone that worked for the sheriff to see that the fires were kept going, the ashes were taken out, and things like that.
And so where did they put the wood in this?
This opened up here in front, and you can see the wood in there.
And so it burns, and does this heat the whole building?
No, each room would have had its own stove.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the deputies went out, they got the wood to keep everyone warm.
I'm not sure it was a deputy, but it would have been someone that worked for the sheriff.
For them. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is really neat. So when can people come and see this beautiful courthouse from 1848 in person?
The courthouse is open Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 4, and we can be open other times by special arrangement.
Okay. Wally Couts, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to get you connected to all of this information about this beautiful Mount Pulaski Courthouse on our website. Go to CILiving.tv.